and welcome back to our ISI video channel where we discuss various topics related to international students. Today, we're going to be exploring the various types of insurance plans and just what it means when we refer to out-of-pocket expenses. While this is just how it sounds, it's important to know how to make the most out of your plan without having to spend the money from your own pocket. Joining us today is the lovely Angelic Fleites, who'll be explaining all of this and more. Hi, Angelique. Welcome. First off, we'd love to hear a little bit more about your role at ISI as being one of our newest members. So lovely to be working with you. And what brought you here?
Hey, Sally. Thanks so much for having me. So I am a part of the service team at ISI, and we help current and prospective members understand a bit about our insurance plan and which plan is the best suit for their needs. Um, what brought me to ISI is I'm super passionate about working alongside international communities, and so I'm super excited to have the opportunity to do so on a local level. I am super excited to help international students navigate the healthcare system in the country that they're in, and more so the US healthcare system as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And we are super excited to have you. And now that you are so well versed with insurance and talking with students, specifically working with international student insurance, could you start by explaining a bit more about what out of pocket means?
Yeah, so an out of pocket maximum is the maximum amount that you will have to pay towards covered services in your plan in a year. So, out of pocket expenses are typically made up of your deductibles, copay, and overall medical expenses towards your medical bills. After you reach your out of pocket maximum for your policy, your insurance plan will then begin to cover your expenses.
Perfect. Yeah. So there's lots of different terminology, obviously, that students will want to familiarize themselves with. In addition to those out-of-pocket expenses, like you mentioned, deductible, co-pays, co-insurance as well. So, what are some of the benefits to look at on your insurance plan for understanding what your out-of-pocket expenses might look like, or how much you're going to be spending on your own?
Yeah. So, for understanding what your out of pocket expenses might look like in your plan, it's important to pay attention to the coinsurance of your plan. So, coinsurance is a percentage of your medical bill that the insurance company will pay after any deductibles or copays. So, this will really give you an idea as to how much of your medical bill you are responsible to pay. I would also recommend looking at benefits such as doctor's visits, prescription medication, and hospitalization to get an idea as to what these maximums, these benefits are covered, and what copays or deductibles your plan might have if there are any.
Perfect. Yep. It is a bit different in the US versus other countries when it comes to insurance. Now, when someone is outside the United States, what do out of pocket expenses look like then? Is there a difference there, or how does that work?
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be a difference. So typically, insurance plans outside of the US will work on a reimbursement basis. So sometimes for larger medical expenses, the doctor's office is able to bill the insurance company directly. But usually, when you're seeking treatment, you will be asked to pay for all of those services upfront and then submit any bills, receipts, along with your claim form for reimbursement. It's definitely important to confirm with the coverage with your plan outside of the US to get an idea as to what benefits are covered and how much you can expect to pay.
Perfect. Yeah, I know it is a little bit different inside the US, like you said, versus outside the United States. You may have to pay for everything up front, but the good news is typically, since it's not US, since healthcare is not as expensive outside the US, you do have a lower out of pocket expense once you are able to seek reimbursement for your claims. So that's a good thing. Now, typically, more out of pocket expenses, as I've seen, means a smaller premium amount that you would have to pay up front, and less out of pocket expenses would result in a higher premium, meaning more coverage from the insurance, but you're paying more for that insurance. What would you say is best when someone is choosing a plan?
Yeah, so you will want to be wary of insurance plans that cost very little and take
Mhm.
a close look at the benefits to understand what the deductible and coinsurance looks like so you can be comfortable with the amount that you could be expected to pay in the event of an accident or an injury. When you're paying higher premiums or higher amounts for an insurance plan, you may notice that your out of pocket expenses are less and more benefits are being covered. So, as long as you meet any necessary insurance requirements from your school or for your visa, you can choose a plan that you're more comfortable with. Do you feel like you're generally healthy and not use your plan at all? Then maybe a low premium and a higher out of pocket insurance plan is a good choice for you. But you never know what's going to happen, and you should always weigh the risk, excuse me, and be prepared just in case something happens.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Right. It's really a personal choice once you have met any school requirements or visa requirements. If you're genuinely healthy, like you said, you could opt for that cheaper plan, but right, you just never know. Well, we hope that this was helpful for all of the students watching today. Angelique, thank you so much for joining us and explaining just how out of pocket expenses work on health insurance plans. If any of you need further explanation on what your out of pocket expenses look like, or have questions about a particular plan, feel free to contact our customer service team. And you may even be lucky enough to chat with the lovely Angelique. Thank you all so much again, and we will see you next time.